Sasha Banks versus Charlotte for the WWE Women's Championship. Wow. In my opinion, the greatest main roster women's match of all time. Honestly, point me to a better match, a better women's match in WWE's history. Not like in the last 10 years, not in the last 5 years. We've had a lot of great main roster women's matches in the past year since Lynch, Charlotte, and Sasha arrived in the main roster. You know, notwithstanding the awful Diva Revolution 6 women tag team matches. But this was the best of the bunch, hands down. I have no issue with them putting the belt on Banks on Raw as opposed to SummerSlam. That was the way that I would have booked it. That's the way a lot of people thought it was going, the direction they were taking, but apparently not. And I can't fault them for it because they really wanted to go all out on the show. And what better way to go all out with a new era than crowning a new champion on the first Raw of the new era? So, in that respect, I had no issue with it. And the match itself was phenomenal. The only real gripe I probably had against the match was the fact that Sasha should not be doing, unnecessary dives. I know a lot of people can't agree, and I know other people have talked about it. How Big E's spear or slash dive to the floor through the ring apron, through the ring ropes in pay-per-view matches. He doesn't really do it on Raw. It's mostly during pay-per-view matches. It's so unsafe and so fucking reckless that he needs to stop doing it. And I think not that Sasha needs to stop doing suicide dives or anything, but this one just did not come off too great. She's still connected with it, but it looked like she almost broke her neck, so thank God she's okay. In the end, Dana Brooke got booted from ringside halfway through, so we were treated to a really, really good match between Sasha and Charlotte that did not have any interference from Dana whatsoever. Sasha pulling an Eddie Guerrero and pretending that Dana hit her with her belt, so solid, homage to the leader of Latino Heat. Good shit there. In the end, Sasha forcing Charlotte to tap out to the Banks statement to crown a new WWE Women's Champion. Again, great match. Not even a great match, an amazing match. And I'm not blowing smoke up their asses. I'm not blowing smoke up WWE's ass. Again, I dare you, point me to a better main roster women's match that in the company's history that was better than this. Honestly, like I could argue maybe the triple threat match from WrestleMania between Sasha, Becky, and Charlotte, but other than that, even the Lita and Trish matches, they had one of the greatest women's feud in WWE history, but their matches were good. Some of them were really good. None of them were great. None of them were really that great. Honestly, I know people remember Lita and Trish main eventing Raw. That was a really good match, but not nearly as good as this. Promise you. I promise you. And especially at this point with our new era, there is no doubt in my mind, especially after we've had contract signings from the women before in the main event of Raw, both this year, last year, even the year before that with Stephanie and Brie. They will main event an episode of Raw at some point. The women will main event an episode of Raw. Especially with the brand split being back, I have zero doubt, no doubt in my mind at this point, they will have the women main event an episode of Raw sooner rather than later. But as far as this match goes, just tremendous stuff from both women. And congrats to the Boss for becoming the new WWE Women's Champion. So what's next for the Boss? I'd imagine she faces Charlotte in a rematch at SummerSlam. Do not call up Bayley next week. Do not do Sasha and Bayley at SummerSlam. That's a money match waiting to happen. There's no need to rush into that right now. Just do Charlotte, Sasha, one-on-one. Add a little stepperoo if you want. Make it last woman standing. A ladder match would be pretty damn cool. But at any rate, I thought this was just great shit. And this is far from the peak of the women's division in WWE. It's only getting started.